How's it going, guys? So we are here to break down the World Championship Finals for 2015. It's going to be on Saturday, October 31st, on Halloween itself, at 5 a.m. We have SK Telecom against KU Tigers. It's a all-Korean final. I'm super excited for this. I think, even though this is a matchup we've seen before, I think the teams are a little bit different at this point in time. And so we're going to go ahead and talk about that a little bit here. So the last time we saw these guys face off, we saw them face off in the regular season of LCK Summer, and SK Telecom took the upper hand there pretty convincingly as well. And then before that, we saw them play in the LCK Spring, where in the LCK Spring in the finals and SK Telecom smashed KU Tigers in that one. Now, the interesting thing here is the last time that KU Tigers beat or looked very, very good against SKT was in the beginning of Spring Split for LCK for this year, before the Cinderhulk changes came in. Before the Cinderhulk changes came in, GE Tigers at the time were by far and away the best team in Korea, and they had a very strong handle on the meta. And yeah, they were able to play that out and play everything to their advantage and really dominate that region. The thing that I will say, though, is that right now, I think this is the strongest hold of the meta that KU Tigers has had since then. They never really looked comfortable in the Cinderhulk meta or any of the metas after that, throughout the end of spring and summer. And so I don't think that was like KU Tigers at its full potential because they just weren't as in tune with the meta. Since coming into Worlds, though, I think they had that opening week where they were a little iffy, but since then I think they've had a great structure around the meta, and really know how to understand it, and I think we're going to see the KU Tigers true to form here, maybe close to what we saw at the beginning of Spring Split. I think this is really what we're seeing. SKT, on the other hand, they didn't look as, it was sort of the opposite. They didn't look as strong before the Cinderhulk changes, and once the Cinderhulk changes came in, that was like their bread and butter, and that was sort of the resurgence of Bengi, and where Tom wasn't really playing as much. They were really using Bengi because Bengi just had a better idea of the Cinderhulk tank meta, and so moving forward with that, then they've just sort of taken that and ran with it. Moving forward, though, to Worlds, I don't think SKT has slowed down. I think they've actually improved, and I think that's why they're dominating this tournament so hard. They've yet to lose a game, as everyone knows. I honestly don't see them losing one here either. I think the matchups just fit too well for SKT. I'm really interested, though, in seeing the Marin versus Smeb matchup. I think they're two of the best playing players in the world at the most dominating position in the world. So like that top lane is so important in the meta right now, and I think they're the two best players at it, other than Someday, of course. But I think those two right now are performing the best. I think Sunday's the better player, but I think those two are performing the best. I think Bengi is doing a great job at this Worlds. Hojin is doing a little bit weaker. He's a little bit weaker here, but Bengi is doing a great job of helping his solo laners and really keeping the game under control. In the semifinals, we thought that Febin versus Koro was going to be a strength for Fnatic, and that was something they could exploit. It really kind of was, but KU Tigers did a great job of playing around that. Certainly now, with EasyHoon and Faker, they're going to have an even higher hill to climb here, and I think that they can make adjustments to sort of help against that, but it's going to be very, very difficult. I'm also curious to see how Gorilla performs. I think Gorilla and Prey have a very distinct advantage over Bang and Wolf, although Bang is playing like an absolute god in this tournament for some reason. I think because everyone's so concerned with Marin and Faker that they're not really looking at Bang and seeing how much damage he's doing, or he's really sort of playing from the background, and it's really kind of cool to see. I think SKT has shown that they've grown as a team throughout this. If you look at their games from if you look at like Spring Split games and then you move forward to now, and you don't watch anything in between, they look like completely different teams. It's really impressive to see. The KU Tigers, they're starting to look now as they look like this in the spring again, and so I'm so interested to see what this matchup brings. I'm going to say SKT 3-0. I think they're going to go undefeated. I don't see anyone beating them, but I think it's going to be a very competitive series. I think the games are going to be all very competitive. and I'm very interested to see what happens. So be excited for that, guys, and hopefully I'll be able to bring a video review for the finals and my thoughts on the finals after it's done. But I'm going to be at BlizzCon or helping Blizzard with BlizzCon at that time, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to. But yeah, I'll be super excited to see what happens. So enjoy, guys.